You might have heard this before, that the idol of Palani Murugan isn't made of stone, but of Navapashanam, a powerful blend of poisons transformed into healing by the great Siddhar Bogar. Yes, that part is well known, but here's what almost no one tells you. Who gave the final magical herb, the one that turned Bogar's many failed attempts to success? What is the story of Idumban, an Asura who carried and placed this Palani hills here even before Muruga made it his home? Why is there a specific spiritual order to worship Lord Muruga here? And what you must do before even stepping onto the hill? And how can you truly experience this ancient shrine not just as a tourist but as a seeker so that you can gain anything and everything that you seek? This is a place where even our karmas are erased and you find instant spiritual uplift. This is the alchemical truth of Palani Murugan, where God becomes medicine and devotion becomes cure. Nestled in the Western Ghats, Palani is not just the third of the Arupadai Veedu of Lord Muruga. It is a hill placed by an Asura, chosen by God and sanctified by Siddhars. Its sacred name in the Puranas is Thiruaavinankudi, but to millions it is the beloved Palani. Here the Lord stands alone, young, radiant, renounced, no consorts, only a staff, the Danda of Jnana. They call him Dandayudapani, the youthful sage who awakens truth in silence. But before he made this hill his home, how was it even formed? To find the answer, we journey back in time to Idumban, the devoted disciple of sage Agastya, who was entrusted with a divine task to carry two sacred hills, Shivagiri and Shaktigiri, all the way from the Himalayas to the south. Balancing them on a kavadi, Idumban journeyed south across India. When he reached the foothills of Tamil Nadu, he rested and placed the hills down. Later, Lord Muruga, in radiant child form, chose to reside on one of these hills, which came to be known as Palani Hill today. When Idumban returned to lift him again, Muruga stopped him. A battle ensued. Idumban was defeated and killed. But divine grace prevailed. Murugan, on seeing his devotion and obedience to Siddhar Agastya, revived Idumban and made him the guardian of the hill. Even today, devotees must worship Idumban at his shrine first, seek his permission, and then only proceed on their journey. That said, I have always been drawn to explore the hidden, deeper meanings behind spiritual stories. And sometimes I wonder if incidents like these are more than just mythology. Perhaps these are symbols of something happening within us. For instance, what if Shivagiri and Shaktigiri represent the Ida and Pingala, the masculine and the feminine energies flowing within our subtle body? And what if carrying Kavadi is about learning to balance these energies to regulate the prana so that the life force rises upward, leading us to the ultimate nectar or jnana, here the final ascent reaching Muruga, the Jnana Dandayudapani at the hilltop, could symbolize the soul's journey to self-realization. Of course, this is just my perspective. It's not found in any scripture or records. Nor do I claim it as absolute truth. But if you've ever had a similar thought or interpretation, do share the same in the comments below. I'd love to hear your insight on this. For now, let's return to our path. Once we've offered prayers to Idumban and received his blessings to ascend, our next stop is often overlooked, but spiritually vital, the sacred Thiruaavinankudi temple at the base of the hill. It's here that Lord Muruga gifted a sacred Japamala to the great saint Arunagirinatha, who later sang his praises in the Tirupugar. Only after visiting Idumban and Thiruaavinankudi are we truly ready to ascend to meet Palani Dandayudapani, the Lord of Jnana. To reach the hilltop shrine of Palani Murugan, devotees have multiple options to choose from. There are 690 sacred steps, each one believed to dissolve inner obstacles as you ascend with devotion. For those seeking a gentler route, there is a Yanai Padai, the elephant path, a winding, easier climb. And for elders or those who are unable to climb, winch and rope car facilities are also available, making the divine accessible to all. But remember, this is no ordinary deity. Here, Murugan stands as an embodiment of jnana, the silent wisdom that sets the soul free. Here, he doesn't just grant material wishes, he offers the highest gift, inner awakening. When jnana arises, karma begins to dissolve on its own. And that, they say, is the fastest path to liberation, granted by Palani Murugan himself. And Palani holds a deeper, hidden wonder, the Vigraham itself, crafted not from granite, but from Navapashanam, a blend of 9 deadly poisons transformed into a form of healing. This was the sacred mission given to Siddhar Bogar by Lord Murugan himself. In the sacred mountains of Saduragiri, where even today Siddhars are believed to dwell in subtle form, Siddhar Bogar once spoke to fellow Siddhars about the dark age of Kali Yuga. He described a time when humanity would be plagued by countless afflictions, not just of the body, but of the mind and spirit. A time when confusion would cloud clarity and suffering would become the norm. Seeing this future, the ever compassionate Lord Murugan gave Bogar a divine command: create my form not as a stone but as a medicine, a deity not just to be worshipped but to heal. But how could Bogar begin such a task without first knowing the exact divine form? Traditionally, a Shilpi, the sculptor of divine idols, relies on Dhyana shlokas, the verses that describe the deity's features in a vivid detail. But in this case, no shloka was given, only silence and a divine instruction. So Bogar turned inward, diving deep into tapas and meditation to hold the true Swarupa of Lord Murugan. In that sacred trance, Murugan appeared to him not as a warlord or king, but as a radiant child with a shika, a tuft of hair not fully bald as often imagined, a glowing face, and jnana dandam, a staff of wisdom in one hand, standing in serene grace. Having received this vision, Siddhar Bogar, along with other Siddhars and his most trusted disciple Pulipani Siddhar, began collecting herbs and preparing the sacred amalgam of Navapashanam. 9 potent substances, each poisonous in isolation but alchemically powerful when united under divine guidance. But the process was not easy. Though Bogar had gathered the 9 rare Pashanams, they refused to blend. He tried again and again, but the poisons would not unite. Without their perfect fusion, the Navapashanam formula was incomplete. So once more, Siddhar Bogar turned inward. He entered deep meditation and called out to Lord Murugan for guidance. And once again, the Lord appeared. This time, he revealed a profound secret: a sacred herb hidden deep within the Palani hills. But this herb would bloom only once in a year, and only during the Tamil Chittirai month, when the Agni Nakshatram burns away impurities from the earth. Following Murugan's exact instruction, Siddhar Bogar journeyed to the hill, waited patiently, and at that divinely ordained moment, he collected the herb of transformation. He then added it to the existing mixture, and this time the poisons surrendered. The formula worked. It blended perfectly. With this, Siddhar Bogar crafted a clay mold in form of Murugan's vision. Through a small opening at the crown, he carefully filled it with the divine Navapashanam blend. The mold was buried into the earth to rest and ferment in spiritual silence. Its transformation guided by time, moon phases, and cosmic alignments until the right Tithi, Nakshatra, and Yogam aligned. When unearthed, the idol appeared white and raw, still toxic. To complete the process, Siddhar Bogar applied a final herbal coating, a secret known only to him. As it touched the white toxic Vigraham, a silent transformation began. The poison was neutralized, and the idol turned a deep greenish hue, its alchemy complete. This is the very Navapashanam Murugan we now worship at Palani, and this entire process took 9 years. This is a sacred background of the powerful Navapashana Vigraham. But what happens when you perform Abhishekam over it? It is believed that when these sacred substances touch the Vigraham, they absorb its medicinal qualities and carry healing energy to those who consume it. Devotees say that both physical and mental ailments have been eased by consuming or applying these offerings with faith. There are 4 sacred substances used in the daily Abhishekams. They are sesame oil, Panchamritam, Chandanam, and Vibhuti. At night, the priest applies a special sandalwood paste to his chest known as Rakala Chandanam. It is believed to observe the healing vibrations of the Navapashana Vigraham through the night. There is also a sacred practice of placing Vibhuti, the holy ash, on his crown, which is later distributed to devotees. These rituals are not mere symbols. They are spiritual transmissions, channels through which the healing energy of the Vigraham flows, reaching those who receive them with faith. Every day after Abhishekam, the Palani Murugan is adorned in 6 unique Alangarams. First is the Andikolam or Sadhu Sannyasi, the renunciate. Second is the Vedar Alangaram. Third is the Bhala Subramanya Alangaram. Fourth is the Vaidikal Alangaram. Fifth is the Raja Alangaram, the royal form. And sixth, the final one, is the Pushpa Alangaram. And these are not just decorations. They also carry symbols of profound truth. In one moment, he appears as an Andi, a renunciate who owns nothing, and in another as a royal king adorned in splendor. Muruga embraces every form because in this world, anyone can become anything from anywhere. But the one goal that never changes is the pursuit of jnana or true wisdom, which will be granted along with all that you need by Palani Murugan the very moment you step into his presence. There is also a popular belief of another Navapashana Murugan Vigraham created by Siddhar Bogar in Poombare at Kuzhandai Velapar temple in Kodaikanal. But historical evidence is scarce. Please let me know in the comments if you know more details about this temple. Though many Siddhars assisted in collecting the herbs and preparing the Navapashana amalgam, the final transforming herb and its precise formula were known only to Siddhar Bogar, and that is why even to this day no one has been able to fully replicate the exact ingredients or sacred process required to recreate a true Navapashana Vigraham. Remarkably, this delicately sculpted idol has withstood the test of time, enduring countless Abhishekams across centuries. And yet, it continues to bless and heal thousands, standing as a living testament to Siddhar Bogar's unmatched alchemical mastery. It makes us pause and reflect. How legendary was Siddhar Bogar that after completing such a monumental task to protect not just his generation but countless future ones, he entered Jiva Samadhi right here within the Palani temple. Even today, you can visit that sacred space, sit near his Samadhi, and feel his presence guiding seekers in silence. To know more about Siddhar Bogar and his phenomenal contributions, be sure to watch our detailed video linked in the description. And at the foothills, Pulipani Siddhar, the loyal disciple of Bogar, also rests in eternal meditation, So don't miss the chance to visit both these Jiva Samadhis when you visit Palani. Their presence still radiates silent grace. Now tell us, have you walked these sacred steps? Felt Muruga's silent healing gaze? If Palani Murugan has touched your life, share your story in the comments. Let it inspire another soul. And if this video of Palani Murugan resonated with you, show your support by liking this video and sharing it with the fellow seekers. Don't forget to subscribe for more divine and spiritual insights. Thank you for watching. May Muruga's grace guide you, heal you, and awaken the jnana within.